How's everybody? I know it's not a vlog, but I just want to say I haven't said it in a very long time. So everyone, I'm wanting to do this video for one reason, because Finding Dory, oh my god, I'm excited for that movie, is coming out in like 2 weeks. So it is time to do my top 10 favorite Pixar films. And I know I did my top 5 Disney films before my cousin, my sister, and my uncle, and I did put a couple of Pixar films on that list because these ones are my favorites and they're going to be in the list somewhere, but I'm not going to tell you where it is because it's a little spoiler. So, yeah. So I'd like to start with some honorable mentions, but first, before I say that, I just love Pixar. Pixar is one of those animation movies that it's just like, it makes me happy and it makes me warm inside my heart, and it's pretty freaking good, Pixar films. Well, most of the Pixar films. Get out of here, Cars 2 and Brave. You two suck. Even though Brave is better than Cars 2, I know, a lot of people like it, a lot of people hate it. I was like, I hate it, it's not good. It's not going to be on this list. Don't worry. If I'm putting it on my list, I would never put that on my list. Never. Never. Okay, so let's start with some honorable mentions. My first honorable mention is, a lot of people are going to say, why is this on your honorable mention? It's A Bug's Life. I'm going to say I didn't love A Bug's Life. I'm just going to say that. A Bug's Life, in my opinion, wasn't a perfect Pixar film. I still loved it. I loved the whole animation. I loved how, like, the characters were. Even Kevin Spacey was awesome in this movie. My next honorable mention is The Good Dinosaur. And a lot of people are going to say, Good Dinosaur wasn't a perfect movie. I'm going to say no, but it is a good movie. But the movie was beautiful. I loved how the visuals looked stunning in this film. My next one is Monsters University, which I did love this movie. I didn't expect this movie to be good since Cars 2 and Brave came out, but it turned out as a big surprise. I did enjoy Monsters University, but it wasn't a perfect movie, and it wasn't better than Monsters Inc. But it's still funny. I love how Sully meets Mike and stuff. It's just great. That's why it's there. And my last one, a lot of people are going to say, why you put that there too? It's Inside Out. I know a lot of people are going to say, like, this movie deserve to be on your number 10. But I'm gonna say, this film, I don't think it will deserve it. But I'm not saying I hate this movie. I put this on my best of 2015 for a reason. It was a beautiful animated film. It was fantastic. So guys, let's start with number 10. Coming in number 10 is the first movie I ever watched in theater, and you know what it is if you see my top 5 favorite Disney film. That goes to Cars. Okay, I know a lot of people are gonna hate me for this because everyone said Cars is probably one of the worst Pixar films, one of probably the lowest Pixar film I've ever seen. But I don't know what happened because Cars is a pretty good movie. I did enjoy the animation. The whole animation was pretty cool. And it's cool like the whole world is just with cars, no humans, not single. Every vehicle is just with eyes and mouths and stuff. It's just pretty cool. Even the audience in the Cars thing are cars. That's so cool. Like, how you think of that? And Lightning McQueen was also a great character. Even though Mater was a bit annoying, I did find him annoying. But in this movie, he was fine. But in Cars 2, he was annoying. But in Cars 1, his character really stunned for me. I just love Cars. It was a great story, great movie. That's why I put it in my number 10. Coming in number 9 is Toy Story 2. I used to watch this movie mostly more than Toy Story 1. I don't know why, because Toy Story 1 was better. But I did love Toy Story 2. Toy Story 2 has a bunch of new characters that I love. Jessie, Bullseye, and Stinky Pete or whatever. I hated Stinky Pete. He's a douchebag. But I love Toy Story 2. I love the story. I love everything about the movie. It's just pretty damn good. And this is actually probably one of the most funniest Pixar films I've ever seen. One of them. Because there are a lot of funny jokes and adult jokes in this movie. And it just made me chuckle. And that's why Toy Story 2 is my number 9. Coming in number 8 is WALL-E. Eva. Yep, WALL-E is my number 8. I loved everything about WALL-E. It was probably one of the most cutest Disney films I have ever freaking seen in my life. Because WALL-E, oh my god, WALL-E was the most adorable character in this entire movie. I loved everything about WALL-E. Like how he's funny stuff happens when he has a crush on Eva. It made me kill myself laughing, and it's cute. And especially when he speaks, when you say, Eva, it's just like, it's beautiful. A romantic comedy kids movie. Weird, right? No. it fits in this movie pretty freaking well. That's why I put WALL-E in my number 8, and Evil's awesome too. I forgot to say that. Coming in number 7 is Toy Story 3. Yep, Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3 is probably one of the most emotional Pixar films I've ever seen in my life because the ending was pretty sad. And this is actually the very first movie I ever watched in 3D. It was beautiful in 3D. I was so amazed how this movie looks in 3D. It was pretty freaking good. I love the new characters in the movie. They were funny, they were awesome, and they're just cute and cuddly. This movie is also dark as well, like how the movie Sandals and it's dark and it scares me. And the backstory is pretty good in this movie. I just loved everything about Toy Story 3. It's a great 2010 film. It's probably the best animated film I've seen in 2010. I would put it on that list if I still made videos back then. But Toy Story 3, my number 7. Coming in number 6 is a movie that I just think it's one of those movies it's a movie that you will chase your dreams forever. And you guessed it, it's Ratatouille. Ratatouille is a movie about a rat that was chasing his dreams to become a chef. And that was exactly me, but trying to be a movie maker, of course. But except for one single thing, that he's a rat and everyone else is a chef, a human. So how would a rat be cooking with humans? That was actually a pretty good movie. I love the animation, the voiceovers were pretty good. I even think this movie was fantastic. I haven't watched this movie in a very long time, so I'm probably not going to say much. I actually forgot about Ratatouille, kind of. But I just think Ratatouille deserves to be on my number 6 because it's a really great movie. My number 5 is... This is actually the only Pixar movie I've never heard of coming out. Other Pixar movies I know they're coming out. But this movie, I was like, my dad was just bought the copy of it, and we're like, oh my god, a new Pixar film? And that goes to Up. And Up, oh my gosh, Up is a movie that's going to deserve Best Picture. It probably won Best Picture. I don't know, I haven't watched the Oscars back then, so I kind of forgot. So yeah. But Up, oh my god, the first 6 minutes of the movie, I was on the edge of my seat. It was a fantastic film. It's about a man that's also following his dreams, but since his wife died, he was going to leave the house until he wants to go where he and his wife were meant to go, to South America, with a house full of balloons with an annoying Asian kid next to him. That is a pretty entertaining movie. Up, oh my god, I wish Up is my number 1 because it's such a beautiful, fantastic adventure movie I have ever seen, but it's in my number 5, but I still love that movie. My number 4 this is my top 4 that I just think those movies are my childhood. I watched these movies as a kid. So number 4 is Monsters, Inc. I think this movie was probably one of the most cutest, Pixar films I've ever seen in my life. Because Mike and Sully, the relationship, the chemistry, was probably the best Pixar chemistries I have ever seen. They were funny, they were awesome, they were cute, and also freaking Boo was also so adorable in this movie. She is so cute. She made me cry at the end of the movie because it does have an important lesson. This film... Jesus Christ, when I first watched this movie scared the living shit out of me. Because, think about it, monsters come out of the cupboards and scare you. At night. Without your parents knowing. How creepy is that? Creepy. It is. But, Monsters Inc., number 4. My number 3 is another movie that's probably one of those Pixar films that I just reviewed. This is the only Pixar film I reviewed on this channel, and it's Finding Nemo. Wow. Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo is probably the only film that is set in Australia for an animated film, and it was fantastic Pixar film. It's a father and son film, that's what I liked about this movie. I reviewed that movie on Father's Day, because it is a father and son bonding film, and it's beautiful about a overprotective fish that his son has got taken away from those divers and gone to this guy's dentist house with a creepy chicken. And the dad has to save it, including Dory. I can't wait for Finding Dory. That's what I did this video for. I just can't wait, because Ellen DeGeneres as Dory in Finding Nemo was freaking fantastic. She was funny, like keep swimming, and she's probably the fish that has short-term memory loss, fits in this movie that I just love her characters, and that's why Finding Nemo is my number 3. My number 2, You go expect this movie to be my number 2 because these 2 movies are in my top 10 favorite Disney films, and that is The Incredibles. Dun 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 dun. Yeah. Why no Incredibles 2? I know it's coming out in 2019. It's supposed to come out this year. God! Oh my god. Come on, Incredibles 2. Because The Incredibles is such an awesome movie. I always go to my cousin's house, okay? I always go into my cousin's house, and every time they said, "What movie do you want to watch?" And I was like, it's one of the Pixar films that I just freaking loved. It was probably the best superhero films I've ever seen in a while, with Deadpool, Bright, and The Dark Knight, and X-Men Days of Future Past. But The Incredibles is just a great animated film. I even love all the action scenes, and Samuel L. Jackson, where is my super suit? Please be in the second one, because I want to see your badass action in the second one. That's why Incredibles is my number 2. Alright guys, it's time for my number 1. You know what's going to be, because it's not on this list, but that is Toy Story. Yep, Toy Story is a classic Pixar film that is my favorite of all time. It is not my favorite Disney film, Disney Pixar film. Toy Story. Woody and Buzz have the best chemistry I've ever seen with Mike and Sully. They were fantastic together, and I loved that movie. It was one of those movies that you just like, you are just gonna get creeped out if that was real. You gotta be kidding me! Sorry about that, I dropped my camera. I'm sorry, that was a bad anger. But anyway, Toy Story deserves to be in my number 1 spot, because Toy Story was one of my favorite Pixar films of all time. So guys, that's all my top 10 favorite Pixar films. So what do you think of those movies? Comment below, let me know what you think, and make sure to subscribe to my movies and everything, and have a nice day.